The sun shine bright on a brand new day. Not that weather really matters at times like these, but I like to think of myself as a rather observant fellow. I had just been assigned to a new mission in Africa, and I was driving there in my Hummer, the manliest of all vehicles. That's me, Chris Redfield. Manly man extraordinaire and a couple of other things on the side. I was just driving along when I remembered that on days like these, when I stare into the well-toned aspects of my biceps, I remember the night where everything began. Would you like to hear the story? No! What do you mean no? You sit there and you will like it, okay? This is how it all began. The moon shined dimly on an old day. This happened just a few years back in a town by the name of Raccoon City. You see, I was on this weird SWAT team thing of sorts, and it was a phase I was going through, don't ask. But our other SWAT team by the name of Bravo Team had gone to investigate something and hadn't come back. So it was our job to go rescue them with our manliness. You see, it all started just a while back with all these grisly murders happening all across town. People were making wild claims about being eaten and pain and torment and something about bondage. I don't know. Bravo team went to the group of the perpetrators and disappeared. So it was up to us to go and get them. First impressions were not good. So far we knew they had access to dry ice, but that was about it. And thus our manly man team, consisting of the following people: Kill Me McRedshirt, Santa Claus, some unimportant guy, Jill, the manliest member of our team, and me, Chris Redfield, the manliest of them all. Cried poor McRedshirt. Little did we know that it would be the last we would ever see of him. Oh yeah, actually we did know. We just didn't care. I figured then would have been a very bad time to ask him if he needed a hand. We all stood in shock and watched him get eaten. Except me, I was too cool. Unfortunately, none of us had ever bothered to learn how to fire a gun. And then we made an even more startling discovery. Our helicopter pilot was a woman! Because only pussies run away from battle. Also, my man purse was in that helicopter, so I was pretty upset, as you can imagine. Regardless, we ran on. He was the only person I cared about. That's why I only, told him to go. And thus, we'd escaped into the mansion where we thought it was safe. Yet, someone had been missing from our group.
I don't know what happened.
Somewhere along the line, we'd lost Santa Claus.
Barry, where's Barry?
Now who would deliver goods to all the children on Christmas?
Probably.
I mean, the Easter Bunny was pretty swamped already. We couldn't really just ask him.
What is that?
I'll go and check.
Okay, Jill and I will stay in the hall in case of an emergency.
Regardless, I ran bravely to investigate.
Chris? Take care.
He so wanted to get me in the bed. Little did I know that would be the last I would ever see of my fair Jill. I never told him how much I wanted to take a bite out of his sandwich, if you know what I mean. But this would be the first time I would ever see one of them. He was unmistakable. The pale skin, standing over that body with all that blood on his mouth, the undead look in his eyes. He was a vampire! This mansion must have been full of them. All I could think about was how I had to go warn Jill and that other guy before it was too late. And thus, I ran. But alas, I was already too late. The vampires had gotten them already.
Wesker? Jill?
I just assumed Wesker was the other guy's name. I really didn't know. But lo and behold, what was this? A majestic artifact of malice left on the floor?
Jill and Wesker.
It was none other than Jill's manly gun. I would never forget the first time I saw this. It was manly, sexy hand. But for now, only one thing mattered. I had 15 bullets with Nosferatu's name on it, and I was going to make good use of them. And so I ran through the room with the ticking clock that was already growing annoying. I would have to make sure I never came in this room ever again. And thus, I came, I saw, and I maimed. Well, I felt better. All that was left to do now was examine the poor fallen members. It was the black guy from Bravo team, who just wasn't quite manly enough to cut it. He did have a lot of free ammo though. Well, there wasn't really, much to do now but head back. And never come in this annoying ticking room ever again. Or this, house for that matter. I'd avenged my fallen allies. There was nothing really to do but leave. What else did I have to accomplish? And so, I did. Headed for the door and opened it and... Oh my god, zombie dog! No! That was a close call. I mean, sure. I was just one heavily trained SWAT team guy. I wasn't, I couldn't handle situations like this. Not like vampire dogs. It was too much for one guy to handle, I tell you. So I figured there was nothing else to do but look at hideous floral designs on the ground and explore the rest of this mansion. I mean, maybe there was a vampire phone somewhere. All I could do was give it a try. I mean, I never saw that in Castlevania, but, it could happen. And thus, I explored. And that's when I came upon the second of my fallen allies. But more importantly, the ammo he left behind. Yet another insufficiently manly person. He been killed by crows. Who gets killed by crows? What kind of wimp did you... Oh my gosh, vampire crows, run, no, get them out, I barely escaped with my life. But little did I know, my nightmare was only beginning.
There's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable,